Government of Grenada launches third phase of COVID economic support stimulus package. We'll have details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Monday, September 5th, I am Rikisha St. Louis. More Grenadians who were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic will benefit from assistance from the government of Grenada. This comes with the launch of Phase 3 of the COVID-19 Economic Support Stimulus Package, which will run from September 1st to December 31st. This phase will take a different format by targeting new and existing small businesses in the informal and formal sectors through the provision of financial support in the form of capital incentives and concessions. The goal is to encourage business growth and expansion for persons who are interested in beginning a new business or expanding an existing one. The government believes that investing in our homegrown businesses can boost the local economy and the morale of our people by empowering them to support their families, employ persons, and contribute to community building in a significant way. In addition, the Unemployment Benefit Assistance and Seed Program will be extended for the period September to December 2022, with the inclusion of beneficiaries from the island of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Grenada's Prime Minister, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, and other members of his cabinet were on the move earlier today, visiting staff and students of schools in their respective constituencies. Joining the students at their assembly, marking the first day after the summer break, Prime Minister Mitchell first stopped at the Westerhall Secondary School, then at the St. David's Catholic Secondary School. GIS caught up with the Prime Minister's delegation at SDCSS, where he charged students to give of their best and believe that they can achieve anything their minds can conceive.
Less than a year ago, there was a dream that I could help serve my country. And that dream has blossomed into a big reality of being the Prime Minister of Petit Martinique, Carriacou, and Grenada. And so hold on to your dreams. No one can control your dreams but you. And if you dare to dream, then you will find that there is no limit to what you can be, to what you can accomplish, and the time when you can accomplish it. So whether it's academics, whether it's sports, whether it's cooking, whether it's being a nail tech, whether it's being a farmer, a fisherman, an engineer, a pilot, whatever your dream is, hold on to that dream, because that dream can become a reality. And I'm a living example of that. And I'm sure if I put on a school uniform and I sit next to you, I could pass as a student still. So you're never too young to accomplish great things. Remember that.
The Grenadian leader also took some time to recognize the hardworking teachers at the school.
Our teachers are the ones who are responsible for building Grenada. I wouldn't be where I am today without the benefit of my teachers from pre-primary school, primary school, secondary school, and university. Thank you again for taking care of our children. Thank you again for not just being teachers, but parents, caregivers, nurturers, and sometimes the last bastion of hope for some of our students who may often feel like giving up and quitting.
Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas, who is also from the parish of St. David, visited some of the primary schools in the constituency. Continuing the news, many of the nation's students returned to refurbished classrooms on Monday. This is in keeping with government's thrust to enhance schools in the country. GIS visited Parkview Pre-Primary and St. George's Anglican Senior School. At the St. George's Anglican Senior School, approximately 200 boys and girls in 4 grade 5s and 4 grade 6 returned to refurbished classrooms today. Principal Nigel DeGale explained with hearty thanks the work done at his school, which started on August 4th.
During the vacation, major repairs, were done on the school. We had a refurbished office, IT room, refurbished kitchen as well. And the ceiling was revarnished. And we have tiles on the floor now. So we are moving very smoothly this morning. And the whole school, the inside, repainted, together with some electrical work and other things. I know it's a lot of money, but we thank the government of Grenada, the workers, the contractor, Mr. Stanley Granger and his team. They worked well all into the late hours last night.
The little ones at Parkview Preschool had their open space separated into 4 classrooms, a fresh paint job, new cupboards and bat proofing, which the principal said they were in dire need of since Parkview Preschool had serious problems with bats entering the classrooms and leaving a mess behind. Government invested $717,657 at the St. George's Senior School and over $20,000 at Parkview School. Calvin Klein, a former student at the St. Andrew's Methodist School, has been awarded the Ellon James Award, which is presented to the top performer of Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment Examination, CPEA. This is the 2nd consecutive year the Ellon James Award was presented as part of James's outreach in giving back to society. He presently serves as a National Youth Ambassador, National Youth Parliamentarian, and Community Youth Associate attached to the Division of Youth Development. James, during the official presentation ceremony, highlighted the categories of awards and provided a brief overview of the initiative.
The theme of today's ceremony is Education Excellence, honoring the involvement and inspiring continuous work of our dynamic students, teachers, and parents. The Ellon James Award is an action-oriented initiative that seeks to honor and recognize the top students at the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment in the public school system, their teachers and students, and parents, and other persons in and around the education system. Today, we are awarding the Pseudo Award to the top student at the CPEA in the public school system. The Your Teaching, Your Impact Award to the teacher of the top student at the CPEA in the public school system. The Golden Care Award to the parent of the top student in the CPEA in the public school system. With that being said, I must recognize Mrs. Eugenia Joseph Charles for being the first back-to-back winner of the Your Teaching, Your Impact Award. This exemplifies her diligent work as a teacher in and around our growing education system in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, and particularly within the public school system.
Your Teaching, Your Impact Award was presented to Mrs. Eugenia Joseph Charles, teacher at the St. Andrew's Methodist School, who captured the title for the 2nd year. The Golden Care Award was presented to Ms. Mitchell Klein. Pledging his support to the initiative, Senator Ellon Franklin implored the top performer to continue to excel on his educational journey.
You have made it through the primary level. You are now entering the secondary level, and do not settle for anything less. You will succeed, you have succeeded, and you will continue to succeed. I have not seen any initiative like this before, and it is, again, a very important initiative. And I, right now, give my commitment to ensure that in any way I can contribute to the continued success of this initiative, I will.
This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Welcome back. The St. Patrick's Anglican School is a recipient of 4 goats from the Ministry of Agriculture's goat facility at Laura in St. David, as the ministry commits to assisting the school with its goat dairy project. They were recently handed over by Livestock Officer Nugent Bernard. The school's goat dairy project began in 2010 to produce goat milk for use in the school feeding program. It also served as an auxiliary to Belmont Estate Farm, supplying them with fresh goat's milk. However, the production of goat's milk was interrupted when the project was dealt an unfortunate blow, losing a large portion of its stock of over 20 does during the COVID-19 pandemic, reducing it to only 4. Bernard says the donations will be used to enhance their breeding program.
Because our figures had drastically dropped, there is serious need for us to increase numbers, right? And again, if we had to come back to the production levels where we used to produce milk, sell to Belmont Estate, right? It means that we must up the figures, right? And one of the natural ways of doing it is having natural meeting. So these 2 boxes would be primarily for breeding, right? And I think maybe moving forward, we may extend the breeding facility to outside farmers in the surrounding areas who may need breeding service, of course, maybe for a small fee.
Accepting on behalf of the school was teacher Davis John, who says this will bring in some much needed income.
It's really important that the ministry saw it fit to increase our stock by allowing us to get this 2 buck and the 2 doe, which would go a long way in getting us back to the numbers that we were before COVID. It would bring in some revenue because we would, as Mr. Nugent Bernard said, we collaborate with Belmont Estate, get the milk to them, and they do the production of goat cheese. So additional income for the school and for the dairy project in general would be very, very beneficial to us.
Finally, in the news, over 2,000 Grenadians have benefited from a 3-week free dental clinic organized by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Sandals Foundation, and Great Shape Incorporated. Great Shape is a non-profit organization in the United States of America that facilitates humanitarian projects in countries across the region with volunteers from all over the globe. Grenada is one of the countries that has benefited under the 1,000 Smiles project for a 3-week period in 2022. Executive Director of Great Shape, Joseph Wright, said the mission has been accomplished. Under the project, over 2,000 Grenadians were able to access free dental care.
During these 3 weeks, we'll have had over 200 volunteers from Canada, the USA, here in Grenada, other countries. And we've been able to provide clinical services to nearly 2,000 Grenadians in this 3-week period, which is an astonishing number. It's nearly 2% of the population of this island has been able to participate in this clinic, which is sponsored by Sandals Foundation and by the Ministry of Health. The Stadium Authority here has been extraordinarily helpful.
He spoke about some of the services that were provided.
Amongst those 2,000 patients, we've been able to provide a variety of different services. And of course, we like to save every tooth that we can. So over 1,000 fillings this week, including some root canals. That means 1,000 teeth were saved, smiles were saved, beautiful smiles, a lot of children. We did some 800 cleanings, you know, keeping good oral health is a secret to having beautiful smiles. We also relieved pain and suffering, people who just couldn't sleep at night. We performed nearly 900 extractions these last 3 weeks. And then finally, we pride ourselves on doing sealants and fluoride. It's an intervention to help prevent cavities forming in children's mouths.
Senior dental surgeon Dr. Julie Dubois says the Ministry of Health is appreciative of the services provided by Great Shape Inc.
It's the biggest program so far that Great Shape has brought to Grenada. And we want to especially thank them because they're so generous in that, and considerate as well, in that they took into consideration the fact that because of COVID, they were not able to come in 2020 and 2021. So instead of doing like a week or 2 weeks, they've decided to do 3 weeks.
DeLeon Forrester is the Public Relations Manager at Sandals Grenada. She said that Sandals Grenada was pleased to participate in the project. Carriacou was also included in this year's project.
For the first time since COVID, we were absolutely elated to host them here in Grenada for the last 3 weeks. Sandals has provided extensive support to the Great Shape dental volunteers, rooms, of course, food and beverage, transportation, logistics and other support to make this happen right here at the National Cricket Stadium, free of cost to thousands of Grenadians. For the first time since our collaboration with Great Shape, we were actually able to reach Carriacou as well, and we serve persons at the medical center there. And looking on to plans for 2023, we want to include Carriacou more extensively. We only did 3 days there this year, but plans are already in place to extend our time in Carriacou for 2023.
Follow-up services will be provided for those who received dental care. The public will be informed about the dates and time. That story just ended the national report for Monday, September 5th. Let's recap the top story. Government of Grenada launches third phase of COVID economic support stimulus package. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rikisha St. Louis.